Hi everyone. So today we'll talk about the temporomandibular joint. This is the temporomandibular joint of the right side, while this is the temporomandibular joint of the left side. Now temporomandibular joint is a type of synovial joint, and it is a type of condylar joint. Okay, now as you know that synovial joints are the joints which have a fluid filled cavity between them, and this fluid filled cavity consists of the fluid termed as the synovial fluid. Okay, now see, temporomandibular joint, as the name indicates, is a joint between the temporal bone and the mandible. Okay, so this I have just removed the articulation between the temporal bone and the mandible in order to tell you the articular surfaces which are involved in the formation of this temporomandibular joint. The upper articular surface consists of three structures. The first one being the articular eminence. This is the articular eminence. You can also call this as the articular tubercle. The mandibular fossa, the circumference of the mandibular fossa, and the posterior non-articulating part is formed by the tympanic plate. So these three structures will form the upper articular surface, while the lower articular surface is by the condyloid process of the ramus of the mandible. These two, the upper and the lower articular surfaces, are covered by the hyaline cartilage, which is the articular cartilage, and this is non-nervous as well as avascular in nature. Now between these two articular surfaces is present a joint cavity, and this joint cavity is divided into two compartments, the upper compartment and the lower. See, this is the upper compartment, which is also called as the meniscotemporal compartment, while this is the lower compartment, which is called as the meniscomandibular compartment. And the articular disc will divide the joint cavity into the upper and the lower compartment. This articular disc, as you can see, consists of various structures. The first one being the anterior band. Before anterior band is present the anterior extension, anterior band, intermediate zone, posterior band, and the bilaminar region. These all structures make up the articular disc. Okay. Now, the meniscotemporal compartment allows the gliding movements, while the meniscomandibular compartment allows the rotatory as well as the gliding movements. Coming to the functions of this articular disc serves a number of functions. First one, it will prevent the friction between the two articular surfaces. Then it acts as a cushion, and thus it helps in the shock absorption. Then it consists of proprioceptive fibers, and its proprioceptive fibers help to regulate the movements of the temporomandibular joint. And lastly, the articular disc helps in the distribution of the weight across the temporomandibular joint by increasing the area of contact. Okay. Now the temporomandibular joint consists of four ligaments. The four ligaments are the fibrous capsule, the lateral temporomandibular ligament, the stylomandibular, and the sphenomandibular. Okay. First of all, talking about the fibrous capsule. The fibrous capsule is attached above to this articular eminence or the articular tubercle, and below it is attached to the neck of mandible. Means from here to here is the fibrous capsule, such that it is attached above to this articular eminence, while below it is attached to the neck of mandible. The lateral temporomandibular ligament is attached above again with the articular tubercle, and below with the neck of mandible. See, the fibrous capsule and the lateral temporomandibular ligament, both of them are attached above to the articular eminence, while below to the neck of mandible. The difference lies in that the lateral temporomandibular ligament is basically attached onto the posterolateral aspect of the neck of the mandible. Okay. Now the stylomandibular ligament. See, this projection which you can see is the styloid process. Okay. So the stylomandibular ligament is a ligament which first of all it is an accessory ligament, and it extends between the styloid process up to the angle of mandible. Okay, so from the styloid process to the angle of mandible, here in this way will be present the stylomandibular ligament. While coming to the sphenomandibular ligament, just a second. Now coming to the sphenomandibular ligament, see this projection from, this is the spine of the sphenoid process, and the sphenomandibular ligament extends from the spine of sphenoid process up to the lingula. See, this is the lingula. Okay, so see, I'll just tell you, this is the spine of sphenoid. From the spine of sphenoid to the lingula, in this way, from here to here will be present the sphenomandibular ligament. Okay, both the sphenomandibular ligament and the stylomandibular ligament are the accessory ligaments of the temporomandibular joint. Okay, now coming to the relations of the temporomandibular joint. In total there are 6 relations of the temporomandibular joint: lateral relation, medial relation, anterior relation, posterior relation, superior and the inferior relation. First of all, talking about the lateral relation. Now see, this is the ramus of mandible. Above this, my hands denote the skin and the fascia. So laterally it is related with the skin and fascia, while medially will be present here. Medially will be present the middle meningeal artery, auriculotemporal nerve and the chorda tympani nerve. Okay. Then see, this is the temporomandibular joint, and over here is its anterior relation. Okay. So anteriorly will be present the lateral pterygoid muscle, while posteriorly over here will be present the parotid gland. Okay. Superiorly, now as I told you that this is the middle cranial fossa. So see, its superior relation is the middle cranial fossa. Okay. Coming to its inferior relation. On its inferior relation over here will be present the maxillary artery and the maxillary vein. Okay. Coming to the blood supply of the temporomandibular joint. Temporomandibular joint is supplied by 2 arteries, the superficial temporal artery and the maxillary artery, and the veins follow these arteries, while its nerve supply is by the auriculotemporal nerve and the masseteric nerve. So this was about the temporomandibular joint. In the next video lecture, I'll be discussing about the movements at the temporomandibular joint. So if you like my video, so do press on the like button, and also if you have not subscribed to my channel till yet, so do subscribe to my channel Fundamental Studies, and also press on the like button for latest updates and notifications, and also do share this video to your friends. Thank you.